Fallen in love with the idea of a Hurtigruten Coastal Express cruise in Norway? Here are 37 must-knows, from the ship to your cabin to the amazing things you'll see. The Hurtigruten Coastal Express cruise has been called by some the world's most beautiful sea voyage. It covers 2,500 miles along the Norwegian coast, from Bergen to Kirkenes and back. Hurtigruten has been sailing Norway's coastal waters since 1893. You can see the history of the company at a museum at Stokmarknes, next to where the ships dock. The Coastal Express stops at 34 ports, from Bergen in the south to Kirkenes near the Russian border. Some stops are for just a few minutes. Others, like here in Trondheim, can be for as long as 3 hours. These ships are not just for tourists. Hurtigruten operates effectively as a ferry linking up small populations along the Norwegian coast. Seeing this in operation, like here in Råvik north of Trondheim, is part of the experience. Hurtigruten sails all year round, in almost any weather. This gives you the opportunity to experience all 4 seasons along the majestic Norwegian coast. If this video is proving helpful, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button to make it more visible to other travel enthusiasts. There are 2 incredible light shows to take in at times on this amazing cruise. From late September to early April, you can see the Aurora Borealis, the Northern Lights. While in the summer, when above the Arctic Circle, you can experience the midnight sun. My cruise was at this time of year, and I never tired of experiencing the midnight sun. The full Coastal Express cruise lasts 12 days, covering the round trip from Bergen to Kirkenes and back, but you can book alternative versions, like Bergen to Kirkenes or Kirkenes to Bergen. You can also book a cruise from Bergen to Kirkenes and then back to Trondheim. Alternatively, you can just jump on for a few stops along the coast and then get back off to have a look around for a few days. Shore excursions can be expensive, but they offer a great insight into the area that you're visiting. Also, the ships won't go without you if you're on an official trip. Some of the excursions are based in one area, the town or city that you're visiting, while others will start in one port and then rejoin the ship further along the coast. You can though do your own thing when the ship stops. 2 of the best places to do this are Trondheim and Tromsø. In Trondheim you have more than enough time to look around the city and head into the amazing cathedral. You can also do something similar in Tromsø by crossing the bridge to the Arctic Cathedral and then heading to the heights for views like this. Of the shorter stops, I'd recommend a quick look around Sortland. You only have about 15 minutes, but you can quickly take a look around the town that has chosen to colour itself blue. Of all the places I visited, I think my favourite was the Lofoten Islands. I took the bus excursion on the journey south. We started in Svolvær, visited Henningsvær, which has somehow become famous for its football pitch, before taking in these amazing views. All in all, a fantastic trip, admittedly blessed with great weather. The main attraction for me, whilst on board, which you get for free once you've paid for the cruise, are the stunning views of the Norwegian coast. I'm not sure photos and films really do it justice, but it's great to watch it slide past you as the ship sails along the coast. One of the best things you'll see is the UNESCO World Heritage Site Geiranger Fjord, one of Norway's most iconic fjords. The cruise takes you straight into the heart of many Norwegian towns and cities like Ålesund, Trondheim, Tromsø and Kirkenes, as well as a host of much smaller settlements. Once the ship docks, you're often either straight into the town or just a few short minutes walk away. There are lecture rooms on board the ships. They offer daily briefings on what is to come that day, also lectures covering Norwegian history, culture and wildlife. They even offer advice on how to get the best photos and films. Unlike larger cruise ships, Hurtigruten's vessels are small and nimble enough to navigate narrow fjords and stop at small ports. An example of this, near Svolvær on the Lofoten Islands, is Trollfjord. Still to come on this channel, Norwegian and Baltic road trips. To not miss out, hit subscribe now. Most of the food that you'll have while on board, you'll eat at Torget main dining. The food there is locally sourced, sustainable Norwegian cuisine. Most lunches and breakfasts are buffet style, while evening meals are a la carte. You'll be given a set place to eat in the evening, but during the rest of the day, you'll sit elsewhere. On the ship I cruised on, the MS Nordkapp, there was some specialist dining on board. There was the Brygga Bistro, Kisten Arctic Fine Dining, and Malta Bakery and Ice Cream, and also the Panorama Bar, though that was more for alcohol, but there were a few small snacks, like crisps. If you want casinos, stage shows, water slides and the like, this cruise is not for you. The Hurtigruten ships are a lot smaller, more intimate and relaxed than your usual cruise ship. Oh, and there's no formal dress code on board either. One of the key routines while on board the ship is to pop outside and wave at passing Hurtigruten and Havila ships. It can be quite a spectacular sight, though be warned, both ships will greet each other with the ship's horn. It actually made me jump quite a few times. There are two rituals that you can get involved with while passing the Arctic Circle. Going north, you summon the Norse god of the sea. He will then, if you like, give you an Arctic baptism, for which you'll be rewarded with a shot. On the way south, you can mark the crossing of the Arctic Circle with a neat spoon of cod liver oil. Your reward is a glass of bubbly and the spoon which you tasted the cod liver oil with. One other ritual of note is when you go to Trollfjord. Before you head into the fjord, you can, for a price, sample a drink to help you see the trolls. You get to keep the metallic mug the drink came in as a souvenir. Oh, and yes, the drink does help you see the trolls. There is a photography competition on board for the best images for the cruise taken by passengers. Amazingly, I actually finished second on our cruise and won a pack of cards and a fridge magnet. I know, big prizes. This was the image that got me second place. A photo of my travel buddies with the midnight sun behind them. While cruising along the coast, the crew will warn you a few minutes ahead of time of upcoming attractions, like lighthouses. Whether you're in a cabin or in public areas, it will only take you a few seconds to get onto deck or to a window to see the attractions. I understand in Northern Lights season they'll warn you when the Aurora Borealis are on view. A few of the public areas to take in the views include the promenade deck, the panorama deck and the panoramic lounges, which have floor-to-ceiling windows to give you uninterrupted views of Norway's stunning coastline. There is free Wi-Fi available on board the ships. In general, it's pretty good. Also, if you have the right mobile phone package, a lot of the time while on board you can access a network, as you're usually not that far out to sea. If you need to clean clothes, there is a laundry room that you can use while on board the ship. You collect the token for this at hotel reception. You do not need to have detergent, as that is added automatically by the machines. There are a few extra services on board the ship. These include a shop, a sauna, a small gym, and right at the back of the ship, you even have some hot tubs. Hurtigruten has its own app which you can use while on the cruise. On it you can track your voyage, look at the day's menus, see the programme for the day, and also learn about some of the places that you're visiting. Boarding the cruise ship in Bergen is through this unremarkable building, not far from the city centre. It's a relatively simple process, not unlike checking in for a flight. Your case will be taken from here up to the door of your cabin. You will also get your key card at this time and see a safety video for the cruise. The key card you're given at the start of the cruise, which gives you access to your cabin, can also be linked to a bank account and used to pay for drinks and food and other services you use on board. To save some money, bring a lanyard with you, as the card can be hung from it. Across the cruise ship there are large TV screens with information about the cruise that day, views from the front of the ship, and safety information. However, whoever put together the videos still clearly feels the Union flag in use is the one from before 1801. Can you spot what's wrong with this flag? Let me know in the comment section below. The cabins may not be as large as some other cruise ships, but bearing in mind the ships are smaller than most other cruise ships, that's not really a surprise. I found the bed to be very comfortable, although maybe a bit high if you're on the shorter side. Best of all, the floors on the shower rooms are heated. I know some have said that they find the midnight sun a challenge for sleep, but I found these blinds more than adequate and slept very well. You'll have a TV in your room, but what's the point of watching that when you have amazing scenery just outside your window or out on deck if you're in an inside cabin? The water on board is drinkable, and if you're trying to save money, it's a good alternative to alcohol and soft drinks, which can hit the pocket a little. But that's being a bit boring, isn't it? In addition to foot passengers, as part of its role linking up communities, these ships can take cars on board as well. Watching them board feels like part of the experience. It's not widely advertised, but you can pay a small amount to Hurtigruten's charity to take a look at the ship's bridge while you're in port. Talk to guest services to find out more. For the fee, I thought it was worthwhile just to get a fuller perspective of life on board. Weather can play a big part in what you see and experience. For some parts of my cruise we had amazing weather and saw the North Cape and Tromsø under blue skies. But then in other ports like Brønnøysund, a long wet walk was rewarded with a view like this. If you want to know a lot more about this cruise, I've produced a series of videos to give you a better feel for what it's like. You can find a link to that series on the screen now.